Hi Seminole partners, Dylan here, Alpha 7. It is July the 7th and we are on our way to Seminole County, Oklahoma. It's Chris driving, James in the back, and we got Christian with us today. So heading out to the lease today, guys. We should be out there in the next hour and a half. And today is the ASE sand stimulation. So the guys are already working out there. They are about to perforate the Hunter-Meisner zone. And by the time we get out there, they will be ready for the actual sand stimulation or the frac. So pretty exciting, guys. We'll have an update on the ASE2, the ASE4, and everything else that's happening out there on location today. Thanks, guys.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Seminole County, Oklahoma. It's James Mosafar. Behind me we have the ASE3 well. Today is the big day. We're going to be stimulating this well. As many of you may know, these past few weeks have been momentous and a pivotal time for Alpha 7 Energy and everyone involved in our project. In the past few weeks we've stimulated the ASE4 well, which many of you know is now at the tail end of its flowback stage. And just last week we stimulated the ASE2 well, which has a pump jack installed and also just entered its flowback stage. So those stimulation jobs were relatively successful. We hope to replicate what we did on this ASE3 well. As you all know, these are primarily targeting the Meisner and Hunton oil formations. Everyone who's been along on the ride with us knows that we conducted a lot of studies on these wells to tune them just right. We took core samples from the ASE4 so we could analyze these formations in depth and assemble the optimal stimulation job on these wells to maximize production. So we think what we've done has paid off for the ASE4 and the ASE2, and now we're trying to do the same thing on the ASE3. So stay tuned. We're going to be here on site all day while we watch the stimulation of the ASE3. We'll report the results, give you a tour of the lease, and head home till next time. So stay tuned.
Hi Seminole partners, Dylan here again inside the command center of Quasar. They are the company that is executing the sand stimulation or the frac today on the ASE3. Here with Chris, Christian, James, and going to see how we go. Hey Seminole partners, Dylan and Chris here. We are in front of the ASE2, which is officially online and into production as of yesterday afternoon, I think, right Chris?
Yeah, that's correct. We put in production yesterday afternoon. Really excited about this well. We took in about 3,500 barrels of water with the frac last week. Went in nicely, broke down the sand really well. We should start seeing a good oil cut back within the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
So yeah, we're excited to see what this well does.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, so the ASE2, as you guys may remember, did have the largest formation in the Meisner. So we're pretty excited to see the results. As Chris just said, there were 3,500 barrels of load water used in comparison to the ASE2, which had, I think, 2,200. So quite a lot more because of a bigger formation. So it's going to take a little bit longer for this to pump out all of that load water, approximately 2 weeks. So in a couple of weeks from now, all of that load water should be out and we'll have a true oil cut. So we'll be back out here for that. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to our two other partners back home who unfortunately can't be here at the moment, Mr. Grant McLaughlin and Mr. Peter Fagan. We love you boys, love the work you're doing back home, and can't wait for us all to be out here in a couple of months when you guys come over. We'll have a few more wells online by then. So thanks guys, and thanks to all our Seminole partners for their patience. And
yeah, thank you guys for obviously supporting us, and we hope you guys can obviously get out here soon when obviously borders open up. We'd love to have you out here to the field and show you around. So
absolutely,
looking forward to it.
Investor tours will be back on when the world gets back to normal and we can travel. Thanks guys.
As many of you know, we've had some inclement weather in Oklahoma recently, but It looks like the rainy season is behind us and we've got a lot of nice, sunny, warm weather out here, which is great news for our operations because it means we won't be facing many more delays. So I'm walking down to the ASE 4 right now. It's just a short walk away on this timber road that we've built. So I'll be there shortly. All right, here we are at the ASE 4. Right over my shoulder, you can see our progressing cavity pump, also known as a PCP. It's an upgrade from our pump jack that we have on the ASE 1 and 2. Right now we're testing the production levels. We're gonna see how much better, if at all, this pump produces as compared to our pump jacks. And if we determine that it's worth the cost, we're gonna upgrade, well, most likely upgrade our pump jacks on all the other wells to a PCP as well. So this well is on the tail end of its flowback phase. We're pulling out the load water that was used during the stimulation. From my knowledge, there isn't much left. There's under 1,000 barrels. We hope to be out of the flowback phase by this weekend. The well produced about 40 barrels of oil yesterday, so we're seeing that oil cut improve and improve day by day. And as the water reduces more and more, we expect the cut of oil to increase proportionally as well. So we're going to update everyone, all of our partners, once this is in the full production phase, meaning all the load water is out, the well is hooked up to the tank batteries, and we're producing a larger amount of oil. So stay tuned.
Here we are, folks, back at the ASE 4. As you can see, we've got our own jumpsuits now. Very hot today. It's got to be, I'd say it's got to be 35 degrees with probably 90% humidity. Isn't that right, Christian?
Yeah, man, it's hot.
She's very hot, but here she is. The ASE 4 PCP pump is working beautifully. The guys are Michael Patman and Dean Pearce. Very happy with how the PCP pump is going, and the ASE 2 is now officially online, as we said before. About to get the ASE 3, followed by the ASE 1, then the drilling of the lowest one, which is out that way. So it's all system go out here, guys. Hi Seminole partners, just out here in front of all this beautiful timber that you can see behind me. Here in the US, I think they call them timber mats or wooden mats. Back home in Australia, we call them timber sleepers or railway sleepers. So all of these are for the lowest one, which is the next well that we're going to be drilling. Obviously, we have to do a little bit of construction first on the pad, along with obviously building the road out to the actual location for the lowest one. So that'll be commencing at the back end of this week, start of next week. We're chomping at the bit to get the lowest one going. It is named in honor of my late grandmother, who passed away last year, as most of you know. So it has an extra bit of meaning for me. So we're thoroughly looking forward to getting both the lowest 1 and 2 online and into production. James, if you'd be so kind to show everyone what's behind you, which is the ASE 1. So as you all know, we're fracking the ASE 2 or sand stimulating the ASE 3, I'm sorry, today. But this, the ASE 1, will be next in the queue. So with the ASE 1, it's actually going to be a commingling of both the Meisner and the Bogue formation, which will obviously allow us to increase production out here in the lowest one. We think it's going to be a very, very good well, as to the first 3. So last but not least, just to remind you guys, over here we have some storage capacity with some tank batteries. Each of these tanks hold 300 barrels of oil. There's 4 tanks there, so we've obviously got 1,200 barrels of oil capacity. The black cylinders are your oil and gas separators and water separators. So this services this well, the ASE 1, and also the ASE 2, which we'll be at next. The ASE 2 is officially online. Now Dean, Pearce, Michael and Wayne have all stated in recent times, since the ASE 4 and 2 have come online and we've stimulated the both wells, because of the production, we're going to have to get more of these bad boys, more of these tank batteries for oil storage. So it's good news, guys. Everything's on track, and we're making great progress.
All right, everyone, we are packing up for the day. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've conducted a successful frac on the ASE3, pumping in about 3,500 barrels of stimulation fluid. After we get a pumping unit on that well, we're gonna have to flow back all of that fluid and get this ASE3 into production as well, in conjunction with the ASE2 and ASE4. So hopefully by the end of this, in the near future, we'll have 3 wells in full production here on our Seminole County lease. Thanks for watching. We're gonna head home.